Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel Freedom Tech, and in this session I will share with you how you can access Raspberry Pi desktop inside real VNC viewer. There is no need of any external desktop. You can simply access your Raspberry Pi latest bookworm operating system inside Windows machine using real VNC viewer. So before we move to our practical, friends, if you learn something from our videos, please consider to subscribe our channel. Okay friends, thank you so much, and let's get started. So friends, as I mentioned, today I will share with you how you can access the Raspberry Pi bookworm 64-bit version on Windows machine using real VNC. So for that, we want to open first raspberrypi.com, their official website. So this is the website raspberrypi.com. Then go to the software section, and then here we have to download their imager software. Just click on download for Windows. It will download imager setup.exe file. Just install normal software as we always install on Windows machine, and it will install the Raspberry Pi imager on Windows machine. So I have already installed it. Let me show you here. If I go here and if I search for Raspberry Pi imager, as you can see, this is what the Raspberry Pi imager. If I click on open, so this is what our Raspberry Pi imager software. Now here we need any normal card, USB card reader, and inside that we have to insert our card. So I have already insert the card inside the card reader, and I have connect the USB card reader with my Windows machine. Simple. So now go to the choose device, and because I have here Raspberry Pi 4, so I will select Raspberry Pi 4. You can select Raspberry Pi 5 or you can select Raspberry Pi 02. I will go with Raspberry Pi 4, so just select it, click on choose OS, and we will go with the latest version, which is the Raspberry Pi OS 64-bit. Select it, then click on choose storage, and as I mentioned, this is what my storage, this is what my card, 63.9 GB card. So just select it and then click on next, and then here friends, we have to edit the setting. So I have already mentioned my basic setting, so first I will clear that setting, and then here I will mention no, and again because I want to show what the setting you have to mention, so I will again go for next, and then now I will go for edit setting. So of course in your case, if completely fresh installation, you will select the edit setting. Now what setting we want to mention over here? Set host name. So you can mention here your operating system host name, or let's just say the host name of your Raspberry Pi OS. So the host name by default is Raspberry Pi. You can mention any host name. I will go with the default one, which is the Raspberry Pi. Then the username. Here you can mention any user. So let's just say I will go with freedom tech. So this is what my username, freedom tech, and then you have to mention the password. Remember one thing friends, the password you mention you have to remember, because we want to access the Raspberry Pi using SSH. So mention the password. So I will go with 12345. So the freedom tech is user and the password is 12345. Then the main thing is what? The Wi-Fi, the WLAN. So configure wireless WLAN. Here I will mention my router SSID. So my router SSID is basically Apex. In your case, anything, you have to simply mention your router SSID, means your router name. Then you have to mention your router password for taking the IP address from the router to Raspberry Pi 4. You have to mention the router password, of course. So I will mention my router password. That's it, and then simply scroll down After that we have to mention the wireless LAN country. So in my case I will go with India. Okay, IN, or you can simply click here, you will get all the countries. You can simply scroll down and you can simply select as per your country location. Okay, so as I mentioned, I will select IN. So IN, as you can see, the India. So wireless LAN country India. Then the local setting, set the local setting, time zone, in my case Asia Kolkata, and the keyboard layout, just click on here again and we will go at the end, and the keyboard layout will of course the US selected. Now we have done with general setting. So let me show you again here. The general setting, first you have to mention the host name, then you have to mention the username, the user password. You have to remember the username and the password because we want to access the Raspberry Pi using PuTTY, means we want to access as a SSH. So then we have to configure the WLAN, so mention your router SSID, then your router password. Then the LAN country, as per your country location, I am from India, so I will mention IN. Then the time zone Asia Kolkata, and keyboard layout always US. Then go to the service, and here we have to mention enable SSH. So it will by default enable SSH. So select it, enable SSH, use password authentication, click on save, done. We mention complete setting for accessing Raspberry Pi 4 without having any desktop, full setup. Simple. Now just click on yes, then click on yes. Now it will rewrite your operating system. Okay, so it will take some time. Meanwhile I will pause video. So friends, as you can see, we have completed the process and now it is going for verifying. So you can complete the verifying, but I will simply cancel verify, and then you will see this kind of message. It means we successfully write our operating system inside our card. So now let's just click on continue, and now you have to remove your USB card and you have to enter the card inside the Raspberry Pi 4. So give me some time. So friends, now I have inserted the card inside our Raspberry Pi 4. Now we want to know the IP address. So how do we know the IP address? For that I have used this advanced IP scanner software. No worry about the software, I will simply mention all this setup.exe file inside the project folder. Simple. So this is the software which I have used to access the Raspberry Pi IP address, the WLAN IP address. So I have already installed, and this is what the software, as you can see, advanced IP scanner. So let me open it. As you can see, this is what the software window. Now here you have to mention the router IP range. So in my case, my router IP range is basically 192.168.0.1 to 254. This is the start and end. Now simply I will click on the scan. It will scan all the IP addresses which assigned by router to all the device which right now I have connect with my router. And then if we successfully configure our Raspberry Pi Wi-Fi, we can see the IP address of our Raspberry Pi over here. And as you can see friends, Raspberry Pi and our Raspberry Pi Wi-Fi IP address is 192.168.0.103. So this is what our Raspberry Pi IP address. Now we can cross check. Let's just open CMD, and we can ping 192.168.0.103. As you can see, we are getting the reply, means we successfully enable our Raspberry Pi with the help of Wi-Fi. Now let's just close the software, and now we need PuTTY software, because by default the VNC viewer is not enabled on Raspberry Pi operating system. We enable the SSH. Okay, so we want to access the SSH. For that we need PuTTY. So how do we get the PuTTY? Simply go to the Microsoft software, goes to the Microsoft Store. Just click on Microsoft Store, and here we will search for Putty software. Putty, as you can see, this is what the Putty software. Just click on install button, it will install Putty on our Windows machine. I have already installed, as you can see, that's why it says install. So I have already done with Putty. So simply I will search for Putty. Here it is, Putty. Now let's just click on open, and it will open our Putty. Now here we want to simply mention our Wi-Fi IP address, the Raspberry Pi Wi-Fi IP address. So 192.168.0.1, let me click on it, 192.168.0.103, that's it. Then click on open. Here we have to click on accept and then login as. Now here we want to mention our username. So in my case I have mentioned the username, which is freedom tech, and hit enter. Now we want to mention the password 12345, hit enter. As you can see, we are logging inside our Raspberry Pi. Here it is, as you can see. Let me make like this way. Okay, so here now we want to run the command. So the command is basically sudo space raspi, raspi, raspi hyphen config, sudo space raspi, raspi hyphen config, raspi hyphen config, hit enter. Then here you will see this kind of screen, and here we want to go inside third number option, which is interface option. So just click on the down arrow from the keyboard, down arrow, and come to the third number option, which is interface option, hit enter. And then here you will see the third number option I3, which is the VNC. Just hit enter, VNC. Then would you like to VNC server enable? Yes. Go to the yes, simply left arrow key from the keyboard, hit enter, and now we successfully enable VNC server on our Raspberry Pi. Now we need, let's just close Putty. Okay, it says we enable, just click on OK, and we have done with Putty. Just press the tab, finish, close it, Putty software, close it, click on OK. Now we need real VNC. So as I mentioned, I will mention the software setup.exe inside project folder also. So this is what the real VNC, just click on download, it will download, or you will get the setup.exe file from my project folder also. Now friends, I have already installed real VNC. It is really easy, just click on next, it will install real VNC. So I will go here and I will search for real VNC, and then just click on open, just click on it, open. It will open real VNC like this way. Now here we have to mention the IP address. So 192.168.0.103, hit enter, click on continue. Here it is, as you can see, I think I have mentioned the wrong password. So let me again check here. As you can see, the username which I have configured for the first installation. So right now we changed the username, so I have to mention that username, freedom tech, and the password 12345. Then you can simply select the remember password and click on OK. And as you can see friends, now I am accessing our Raspberry Pi Bookworm inside Windows machine using VNC Viewer. From here you can now simply configure anything you want without having complete desktop setup for your Raspberry Pi. So this is how friends you can use this video for configuring Raspberry Pi without desktop. I hope you learned something from this video. We'll meet our next video. Till then, thank you, take care, and bye bye.